This video covers the bronze section of my Rocket League progression guide. This guide is solo queue ranked focused, very general, and just my opinion of course. If you are struggling at your rank, hopefully this guide can give you an idea of what your focus should be around your rank. This guide is structured the same at each level. The first part will identify mechanics and skills you should be focusing on mastering at this level. I have included training recommendations to improve these skills. The second part will consist of strategy and focus points, as well as some typical bad habits at this rank. Anyways, let's get into it. The first skill we want to focus on is using both ball and car cam. I know this seems basic, but I can remember when I first began playing, I could not use ball cam. It was hard for my brain to process the controls with the camera changing so much. Efficient use of ball and car cam is something you want to have mastered before climbing out of bronze. My training recommendation for this skill is rookie and pro versions of goalie, striker, and aerial training in-game. While practicing these training packs, try to incorporate switching between cameras. This will somewhat simulate game-type situations, and you will be exposing yourself to controlling your car while switching cameras. Next is the skill of using brake or reverse. Again, I know this may seem basic, but momentum management is a crucial skill in Rocket League. Learning when to brake or reverse can make the difference in saving that shot or nailing that game-winning goal. My training recommendation for this skill is simply free play. Move the ball around the pitch with intention. Take it to a corner boost or a specific spot on the field. Incorporate using both cameras as well as using brake and reverse to regulate your momentum. Lastly, we have dodging. Dodging helps you accelerate when you have no boost. You can dodge forward, backwards, and to both sides. You can also dodge diagonally, but I don't think you need to focus on that just yet. The last training recommendation I have for bronze is something I call boomer ball. What is boomer ball? It's exactly what it sounds like. All out as fast as you can, smashing the ball around in free play. You do not have to have intention where you're hitting the ball. You just want to focus on incorporating these skills while moving as close to game speed as possible. Let's begin the second part of the bronze section with strategy and focus points. First topic is kickoffs. Kickoffs can be very volatile at lower ranks because players are so inconsistent. You only want to send one player to kickoff. Why use two players to accomplish what one player can do alone? Before kickoff ever happens, you need to communicate what you are doing to your team. Use quick chat to relay if you are planning on going for boost, going for kickoff, or dropping to protect net. I recommend that you take it upon yourself to protect net during kickoffs if you want to minimize risk. At this rank, players are very inconsistent and kickoff goals will happen regularly. Next focus point is spacing. At lower ranks, players usually do not have very good awareness. Awareness is a blanket term that covers awareness of your location on the field, as well as your teammates, opponents, and the ball. Many times there will be a cluster of players chasing the ball without much thought or intent. You want to avoid being caught up in that cluster. You must space yourself from your team. Third is prioritizing protecting your net. Most players at this level are just playing hit the ball. You need to approach this as a game in which you need to outscore your opponent. If you take responsibility of protecting the net, you will find more success at this rank. Lastly, for strategy and focus points is to play within your mechanics. A bronze level player should not be focusing on trying to air dribble or flip reset. You need to learn mechanics in a properly prioritized order. Once the basics are completely mastered, only then is it time to jump to the next level of difficulty in mechanics. Now, let's move on to bad habits. I want to preface this by saying that some of these bad habits are not rank specific, so you may see some repeating bad habits all the way through this guide. First is always accelerating. This is a habit that we all have when we began Rocket League. Letting off accelerate and even using your brake or reverse can be very beneficial. As we touched on earlier, momentum management is crucial for success in Rocket League. 2 is only using ball or car cam. I've seen players post clips on Reddit over the past 3 years that have achieved diamond or even higher using only one of these cameras. While this means it's possible to climb with only using one, I do not recommend it. There are good and bad times for both cameras, which is why you want to be comfortable using both. 3 is ball chasing, the cardinal sin of Rocket League. This happens at all ranks, and you could be ball chasing without even realizing it. Though, if you focus on spacing like we discussed earlier, you should be able to avoid this. 4, overcommitting or extending. This probably falls under the umbrella of ball chasing, but I wanted to touch on it anyways. If your teammates are pushed up the field, it is probably best to play cautious and not commit completely to offense. This will result in less counterattack goals for your opponents. 5, boost over ball. This refers to removing yourself from the play to grab the 100 boost canisters at the edges of the pitch. Be conscious that you are not making yourself irrelevant to the play by focusing only on boost. 6th, raging. I don't think I need to say much about this besides pointing out just how important the mental side of Rocket League or any competition is. When you become angry, your decision making worsens and you notice every little mishap. You must learn to remain calm while playing, and if you feel yourself becoming frustrated, then take a break or jump into a more casual or fun playlist. Alright, let's recap. We looked at 3 mechanics to focus on at this level: comfort using both cameras, using brake and reverse, and dodging. I think the best way to improve these skills is to use them as much as possible. Try to make it a point to do at least 5 to 10 minutes of free play training each session that you play. Next, we looked at some strategies or focus points, as well as some of the typical bad habits at this rank. We discussed kickoff, team spacing, prioritizing, protecting net, and playing within your mechanics. As for some bad habits, we have constant acceleration, only using ball or car cam, ball chasing, overcommitting, boost over ball, and raging. That concludes the bronze section of my Rocket League progression guide. I hope you were able to take something away from this and apply it to your game. Good luck, and thank you for watching.